having a great time here on NFL Live. Let's talk about the Steelers. I mean, when do we not, y'all? They're looking to clinch a playoff berth with a win over the Browns on Sunday. Can they just do it, okay? Late first quarter, the Browns leading 3-0. Sanders connecting with Harold Fannin Jr.
Kyle Duggar's late to get over the top half. He didn't make a play on the football, and Harold Fannin Jr. has been a revelation as a rookie for the Cleveland Browns.
Just minute 19 to go in the fourth. Steelers trailing 13-6, 2nd and 10. Aaron Rodgers hitting Pat Freiermuth. The game 29 yards.
Right now, the Yinzers are saying, thank God for move.
He picked up 11 on that play. Steelers at the Browns' 10-yard line. 2 plays later, 2nd and goal.
Somebody else.
Rodgers looking for MVS. Oh, it's almost picked by Denzel Ward.
He said it. I don't know why y'all tried me 3 times.
I was just trying to figure out that during the game. Why him?
Again.
That didn't work. No one there. 4th and goal. Last chance for the Steelers here. They're right there.
Give it to Gainwell. Give it to Gainwell.
Looking into end zone for Valdez-Scantling again. It's incomplete. He wanted a flag, Rodgers did.
That's not a PI. That's good football. You weren't going to catch that no way.
I'm glad they didn't call it.
He threw that. He threw that ball to LeBron James.
It looked like PI to me.
The Browns win 13-6. Aaron Rodgers struggled.
But what do I know?
He was trying to throw downfield on Sunday. Look at you, Swagoo. He was going 4 for 15 on throws, more than 5 yards downfield. He averaged just 3.5 air yards on his 21 completions, not far from his season average, which is the lowest mark in the league and a career low. RC, what was the biggest issue for the Steelers offense?
You think about the Pittsburgh Steelers when things started to get going was DK Metcalf with the ability to catch the football down the field. And they just didn't have that ability in this game. And they had those opportunities. They made the right decisions, but they didn't have the players that could make the play. Now you're going to see Adam Thielen outside matched up against Tyson Campbell. He understands that right now off of the football, he's going to get man under with the safeties over the top. So they throw the back shoulder. Tyson Campbell gets his left hand in there, but there isn't that physicality at the catch point as you get with a DK Metcalf. Now you see Scotty Miller matched up against Tyson Campbell again. Look at all of these people in the box. There's going to be no help, and you know why? Because they don't need it. Jim Schwartz understands that this is a one-on-one that plays into the favor of the Cleveland Browns. Now you have MVS. This is a guy that Aaron Rodgers is used to throwing the football to. He has chemistry with him. You're going against a backup nickel. You're going to get the slot fade. This is a play that you can normally make with a guy like DK Metcalf because of the physicality mismatch. You didn't have that yesterday with DK Metcalf sideline or at his house because of the disciplinary actions, and I truly believe that without him, they not only lost this game because of his absence, but they'll lose the next one against the Baltimore Ravens as well.
Yeah, I think what you saw in this game is kind of what you've seen for most of the season, which is the margin for error with the Steelers passing attack is so small. You know, there was a lot of conversation afterwards about whether or not the Steelers were just trying to avoid Myles Garrett, and maybe a little bit of truth to that. Obviously, the game plan, you're chipping him a lot. But that's what they've done all year long. Like, Aaron Rodgers throws the ball super quick. This wasn't even one of his 3 fastest time to throws of the year. It's run the ball out of heavy personnel groupings. Darnell Washington injury, by the way, sneaky big. And then one-on-one shots to DK Metcalf. And then you pray either he outmuscles someone at the catch point or you get yards after the catch. You take him out of the equation, and there is no passing attack. And frankly, you know, this has been the case all season long. They've just been able to benefit from some of those one-on-ones. But RC, you hit it. You take DK out, and I don't really know where the answers are.
That's why, for me, yesterday, a lot falls on Arthur Smith as an offensive coordinator. Just go to the final, 4 snaps of the game, right? Cleveland, they've got a chance to tie the game, Pittsburgh. Cleveland lines up and just plays single high man. Just one safety in the middle of the field, man coverage. And the Steelers basically line up in the same formation 4 straight plays. I understand Rodgers doesn't love stacks and bunches and motions and whatnot, but they line up in standstill formation and just run straight line routes. There's no mesh, there's no runaway, there's no stack, there's no pick, there's nothing. There's just straight lines. And if you want to do that, listen, Aaron is the type of player, you got to have guys who are better than the others. And they're deciding that on the final snap of the game to win the division, it's going to be MVS versus Denzel Ward at a back shoulder fade in a window that you got to throw it perfectly here. So I agree, not having DK, tremendous. But Arthur Smith not finding a way to help some of those lesser players get open, I just sit there and say that's the best we could think of.
I think the other piece of this is, remember how much we praised Aaron Rodgers the week before for communicating with Kenneth Gainwell pre-play to tell him what route to run on Alex Anzalone. He did the exact same thing out of the huddle with MVS. They were talking as soon as MVS was walking out. That was predetermined that is where he wanted to go with the football. He has that level of cachet. And if you see late on that play, Kenneth Gainwell, who chips, he leaks out and is wide open, and you never even look at him after the game he had last week.
It has to be, though, because Aaron Rodgers ain't going to hold on to the football for more than 2.5 seconds.
Right.
Like, I hear Dan, he makes a great point. I do not know why Freiermuth is not a part of this offense, but a lot of it is because of the style of play that Aaron Rodgers demands at this point in his career.
The reality is this offense couldn't afford to lose DK Metcalf.
I agree.
That's the reality. I'm going to go to the other side of the ball because there's still an overall arching story with the Cleveland Browns. And what do you do at the quarterback position? And when I was watching this game, I was thinking to myself, like, how do you make this decision? And if you're Cleveland, you see Shedeur go out there and he makes this type of play, right? Throw the ball up for grabs, turns into a turnover. But you also see him at times stick his foot in the ground and make some tremendous NFL throws in this game. The next one that he throws, the dig to Jerry Jeudy as well, hits him back shoulder, avoids the hit from Jalen Ramsey. This is what I was thinking about. Like, I thought that Cleveland would beat Pittsburgh. Who was it, me and you, Boogie, and Mina, or we were on, and I said, look, this is catastrophic for the Pittsburgh. That was us, right? This is catastrophic. I did not think the Steelers was going to win this game because every team that you hear play against the Cleveland Browns, it is tough sledding offensively, and they were the wrong offense to play against Cleveland. But I was looking at Shedeur and thinking to myself, this is a damn hard decision for the Cleveland Browns to make. When you think about, in totality, how he's played, Dylan Gabriel's situation. So I was more future focused on what would they do with these draft picks that they have in the quarterback spot.
Yeah, for me, with Shedeur, Marcus, I think with Cleveland, what Shedeur do you get? Like in the first half, I thought he made some really good throws. He threw the ball well over the middle of the field. He had one-on-one throws. But then there was the inconsistency in the second half and then some of the reverting to some old habits. He's still so young. Who's going to be the coach? Is it going to be Kevin Stefanski? Do you think that the new coach pairs well with Shedeur? Can he grow with some of that stuff? I'd also say this to RC's point in regards to the DK not being there this coming weekend on Sunday Night Football. If you go back a couple weeks ago when Pittsburgh and Baltimore played, Pittsburgh's success was about Aaron hitting those deep balls down the field in that he was perfect go balls to DK Metcalf, 3 of them. If they don't have that, I don't see how they can score 14, 17 points against Baltimore's defense.
What's stopping Baltimore from just not just completely focusing on the run?
I think you have to. And for Arthur Smith, Dan, the thing he is going to have to do is how do we get Pat Freiermuth involved? How do we get Jonnu Smith involved, who was brought over to be basically the number two to DK Metcalf? In any game that Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren aren't heavily involved in the pass game is a bad plan for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if I'm Zach Orr, I make you beat me that way because I'm going man-to-man and putting pressure.
RC, this offense struggled majority of the season.
Yes.
I know we got hype about the 3 weeks that they
looked a lot better, but
that is who they've been, even with DK Metcalf for majority of the season.
Dan?
Yeah, Pittsburgh's offense is all about efficiency. If they can't be efficient, they're going to struggle. If they can, they'll have some success. I also say this, if you watch Baltimore this past weekend, Wiggins really struggled. Wiggins was the guy that was attacked by Cleveland. Wiggins was the guy that was attacked. I think that's something Pittsburgh, can you find some matchups against Wiggins? Now, he's had a good season, but that was the guy that if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm trying to have some success against.
Green Bay's quarterback last week is better than Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback this week.
Correct.
Hey, Green Bay's skill players last week are better than the Pittsburgh Steelers skill players this week. It's a totally different matchup from a defensive coordinator standpoint.
Malik Willis has made himself some money.
Heck yeah.
The Steelers, of course, as we've said, they're playing in a second winner-take-all game for the AFC North title. By the way, if you're wondering why it's so loud in here, we got the cheerleaders on the field. They're practicing, they're doing their thing. It's just all the
coming today.
Jagged Edge is coming. Pre-game festivities. Swagoo and RC were just learning the dance that they're doing over there. So anyway, on that note, let's bring in Adam Schefter. Let's get Adam back in here for the latest. Thank you. Trying my mobster look. Adam, Darnell Washington was injured in that game. What more do you know about him?
He has a broken arm, Laura. That is one more weapon that the Pittsburgh Steelers will be without this week. More reason to get Pat Freiermuth involved and Jaylen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell, because they won't have their big tight end who's now gone with a broken arm to top it off with no DK Metcalf serving the second game of his suspension. So they are shorthanded on offense. And it looks like they could be shorthanded on defense as well. TJ Watt still trying to return from his partially collapsed lung. This is not a hamstring. This is not a knee. This is not a shoulder. This is a lung. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be very careful about bringing him back too soon. There remains some real questions as to whether he can make it back in time to play Sunday night against the Baltimore Ravens in a game in which the Ravens are saying that the status for Lamar Jackson is quote-unquote to be determined. On Monday, they still don't know. And it feels like they're operating like they don't know or won't have Lamar Jackson on Sunday night, and there's a real chance that Tyler Huntley is going to have to start that division-deciding game against the Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. Meanwhile, the Raiders took a major step forward on Sunday to securing the #1 overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft in Pittsburgh. But they're not there just yet. They have to play the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday, minus Patrick Mahomes, minus Gardner Minshew. But if the Raiders can find a way to lose Sunday, they will clinch the #1 pick in the draft with the right to pick the quarterback that they want in 2026. Big game for the Raiders on Sunday when losing.
Hey, Adam, that's well said. That's exactly what goes. And you got to lose to win sometimes, and sometimes that's exactly what the owners want you to do. All right, still ahead. We've got to talk about